Hey guys, it's Tori from Monogram Moments, and today I'm going to walk you through how to sublimate on a mouse pad. And I'm going to be putting my logo on this mouse pad and a QR code because you can really take any opportunity to market yourself. So for my background, I'm going to use this leopard mono digital paper from my website. And then I will be using Photoshop. So before we get started, I measured my mouse pad, or you can look at the website, and the width was 7.5, so I bumped my width up for designing purposes up to 7.85, and my height was around 9, so I set my height to be 9.25. The reason for the extra bleed area is to help me keep everything lined up and to make sure that everything on the mouse pad is going to be covered with a design. So just bump up those sizes just a little bit more. And then for my background, I'm just going to change that to white and then hit create. Okay, so here's my canvas for creating. And I'm going to open up another window on my computer desktop and drag and drop in my logo. So once you do that, just click the check mark button. And then you can use the move tool and size it down however you'd like. And then remember that we're going to be, this is a little bit bigger than my mouse pad, so I probably should have made my logo a little bit smaller, but just keep that in mind when you are designing. And then I'm going to use this digital paper, and normally I would just drag and drop. I already have this open, so I just placed it on top of this one, and I'm going to move it below my monogram. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more around this. So I'm going to right click on the layer and select blending options. And then I'm going to select outer glow. So first you have to check mark it, and then you actually have to click on outer glow, and then it gives you your options. Okay, so here you can add the color that you want for the glow. You can change the opacity. You can increase the size and the spread. So just a bunch of different options you can play around here and how you want it to look. And then when I'm happy, I'll select OK. Now you can see I got these little dots that came from my background, and since they are a blending effect, I can't erase those, but there is a workaround. So I'm going to right click on this area over here and then select create layer. So now that blending option that I added is now a layer, and I can take the erase tool and get rid of those little imperfections. And then to zoom in right there real quick, I just held Command on my Mac, or you would hit Alt and use your mouse to scroll in. And before I print, I actually want to add my QR code down here. That'll take people to my website. If you work somewhere like a co-workplace on your business, or you just have another 9 to 5, you could use this as your mouse pad. People will walk by and say, hey, what's Monogram Moments? And you could say, it's my website, or I sell this and that. And they might sit there and try to type it in and then lose interest. So if you just had a QR code right here, you can just say, oh, it's my website. Here, you can use my QR code and it'll take you right there. And then, we might have the cleaners that come into work at night. They might see it and scan it. So you just never know. So I went to qr-code-generator.com. It's just, I typed in QR generator on Google, and this was the first one that popped up. So this is what it looks like when you first come in. So it looks like you need to use your HTTP, all of this. So I'm just going to copy that. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. So you can choose all these different options that say scan me. I'm just going to use the plain one. And there's some more options for you. And it looks like you can even put a logo right in here, but I've got the logo on the thing, so I'm not going to worry about that. So it's being generated. And once you get it downloaded, just be sure it works, and mine did. So I'm going to just drop it in here. I'm going to size it down. Right now it's behind my logo, so that's why we can't see it. So I'm going to drag that up. Select my move tool. When you use the move tool, be sure that this button is checked because it allows you to move everything. Okay, now I would like this to look a little nicer, so I'm going to add a frame around it. So I right clicked on the layer, blending options, and then we can just select add stroke. And you have to click on it again. I always forget to do that. I want the stroke to go inside, so it makes the box smaller. And we'll select that color box, and I'll use my eyedropper tool and select a color that maybe matches. I kind of liked that brown. Like that. Select OK, and I am happy with how all this looks. So I'm going to go to File, Print, and go from there. Okay, so I've got this taped up, and I did notice in this corner right here that the QR code is hanging off a little bit, so I should have made it go up a little bit higher whenever I was designing it. So just keep that in mind, and that's always why I recommend to print just a draft black and white copy on copy paper, just so you can make sure everything's lined up right and not waste any ink or paper. Okay, so I've got this ready to go now. I'm going to flip it over because you want the hot part of the heat press touching the design at the top. If you do it the other way, your image is going to be very light. Okay, so I got that down. My butcher paper is down on the bottom. Add butcher paper at the top. And the website said to set your heat press to 400 degrees. I've got mine set to 385 because mine runs hotter than I think it says it does, and to press for 60 seconds with light pressure. I pulled this off of the heat press, and here we go. So there's my QR code. Again, I wish I had move this up higher. I forgot that I made this edge there, but it'll still work. But what a cute way to advertise yourself just while you're working your normal day. And that is it, you guys. So if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know, and be sure to check out all the links below, and I hope to see you on the Facebook group. Thanks, guys.